Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So I want to talk about the Buddy Hield sign and trade for the Golden State Warriors because I don't know why, man. I just had a feeling this was coming. Like, since the beginning of free agency, I was like, Klay Thompson is... It seemed pretty decided that he was not going back to the Golden State Warriors. And I was like, well, Buddy Hield is like the next best thing. And sure enough, there's a sign and trade going on right now with the Golden State Warriors and the Philadelphia 76ers to grab Buddy Hield. I believe the contract is worth 2 years, $21 million. Don't quote me on that. I haven't even looked at it yet. But I just want to say this. Like, my immediate reaction to this is... this is a damage control move by the Golden State Warriors, and nothing less. However, there is some upside here, but you would have to be incredibly optimistic to make me believe that adding Buddy Hield makes the Golden State Warriors a championship contender. There's a lot going on in Golden State at the moment. They just signed Kyle Anderson, which I thought was a really good pickup. Kyle Anderson is a great bench player. They still have Jonathan Kuminga. They still have Draymond Green. There is a fear factor to this sign and trade, and the fear factor to that is the idea that Buddy Hield is one of the greatest shooters of all time. I know that's going to sound crazy. There's going to be people who dispute that. There's going to be people who are like, oh, he's not better than Larry Bird. He's not better than this guy. He's not better than that guy. Listen, man, percentage-wise, for what Buddy Hield does, he shot like 42% off of moving threes this past season. I mean, Buddy Hield is... I'm going to say this. He's not the defender that Klay Thompson was, but when it comes to shooting, he's on par with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a guy that, even off ball, moves faster than Klay Thompson. And that's the scary part of it. Like, I don't think people understand. The Warriors are going to be able to run Draymond Green at point. And not only are you going to be able to have Buddy Hield coming off of screens, but you're going to have Steph Curry coming off of screens. And this is one of those teams that I think we're going to see a whole hell of a lot of offense out of, but I don't know how much defense we're actually going to get out of it. I think, but in order for this, really in order for me to call this a championship contending move, Buddy Hield would have to lock the fuck in defensively and just become a defender that I simply don't think he is. Because Buddy Hield is not a bad defender. He's not a atrocious defender. He's a horrendous defender. Okay? Arguably one of the worst defenders in the fucking NBA. Take it from somebody who's a Pacers fan who watched this man try to defend the fucking screen and roll. Okay? Buddy Hield is one of the worst defenders in the NBA. So, for me, I look at this and I go, yes, they replaced Klay's shooting, and even on, a torn ACL and whatever else, Achilles tear, whatever, what have you, okay? Even with all that, Klay Thompson is still a better defender than Buddy Hield. And I look at this, and to me, this is... I want to say kind of a desperation move by the Golden State Warriors to try and keep Stephen Curry and Draymond Green happy. I will say this, I don't think this really mattered. I think Steph Curry's going to retire a Golden State Warrior. I also think Draymond Green at this point is going to retire a Golden State Warrior. They still have Jonathan Kuminga, who showed flashes of brilliance this past season as a guy that I thought for sure was like just another fucking, NBA Development League bum. But he did prove me wrong this year. He took a serious leap forward. I really feel like this entire team at this point now comes down to whatever they do with Andrew Wiggins. This is a team that, yes, you can get away with Buddy Hield being a bad defender. He may, offensively for this particular team with Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, Kyle Anderson, I think they still have Gary Payton II. This is a team that can get away with that. Okay, this is a team that can get away with having Buddy Hield be a crappy defender. But really what this is going to come down to is, what do you end up getting for Andrew Wiggins because obviously they're going to try to trade Andrew Wiggins. His contract sucks for what he's shown this past year. Even the year before that, he had some personal stuff go on that it seems like he just never recovered from. And it seems like the crazy part to me is like the Bulls offered the Golden State Warriors Zach LaVine for Andrew Wiggins and Chris Paul, and the Golden State Warriors still said no. I understand Zach LaVine's contract is kind of embarrassing because it's fucking ridiculous. It's $8 million below Kevin Durant money, but it's just the idea. Whatever, if the Golden State Warriors can flip Andrew Wiggins into something that's just, I don't know, better than whatever Andrew Wiggins is. I mean, Andrew Wiggins is like, even defensively this past year, it seems like he kind of just fell off a cliff. If they can turn Andrew Wiggins into just something better, then maybe we can talk about Golden State being a championship contender again. But it just seems like right now the Golden State Warriors are in a bit of a damage control state. And I'm going to be honest, man. I think this is going to be... I like, you thought Buddy Hield shot a lot of threes last year. Him and Steph are going to shoot a shit ton of threes this upcoming year. Buddy Hield is still that guy when it comes to shooting the rock, okay? I actually think the Golden State Warriors offense is going to be a lot of fun to watch as well. I think there is kind of an excitement factor to this. Like, I'm just going to be honest. Offensively, this is a duo that could end games by halftime. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's the type of potential that's here. Another guy that I was thinking, like, during free agency, if Klay didn't go back, was Malik Monk. Malik Monk would have fit very well with the Golden State Warriors as well. A lot of these transition shooters, guys like Buddy Hield and Malik Monk, were the two guys that I thought made the most sense for the Golden State Warriors if Klay didn't go back. And Malik Monk signed a max extension with the Sacramento Kings like 2 or 3 days into the moratorium period for free agency. So that only left Buddy Hield, and the idea that the Warriors got Buddy Hield, I honestly think this is... this is probably going to be a bit of a hot take, but I think this is actually going to be an improvement over Klay Thompson for the Warriors, just because of what Buddy Hield is capable of in transition. That's one part of this that I think like just how quick Buddy Hield is able to get off his shot, how fast he's able to get back on the other end, just like movement wise. I think this is going to be an improvement for Golden State. And I know that may be a hot take as far as on the offensive end. On the defensive end, no, it's not going to be. But overall, in the aggregate, right, I think that the Golden State Warriors win-loss record could be a lot better than it was this past year. Like, instead of being maybe a play-in team, maybe they're as high as a 6th seed or, a 7th or 8th seed instead of just being a play-in team. I really think it has that type of potential. Is that still a championship-level team? No. But free agency is not over. They're still trying to move some guys. I hear Gary Payton II is a guy that they might be willing to move if the right player comes along. I don't think that Mike Dunleavy is done. I don't think Mike Dunleavy Jr. is done. I like the Buddy Hield signing simply because it shows that the Warriors are not just giving up because Klay Thompson walked. So I do like that. If you're a Warriors fan, you have to at least be a little bit happy about that your team's not just saying, fuck it, we're folding. So that's a good thing. You got Kyle Anderson. I like Kyle Anderson. It's just they need one more piece. They need one more piece, and that one more piece will preferably come in a trade with Andrew Wiggins. And I don't know, maybe you got to throw some sweetener in there. Brandon Podziemski, if I said that correctly, is a very good player as well. So, like, the Warriors still have something. Like, they still have something, but the question is, can they pull a rabbit out of the hat to turn that something into something great? That's what we need to be looking out for. I'm going to be honest, even if they could swing, like, Andrew Wiggins for Harrison Barnes, I doubt that's going to happen. I don't think Sacramento would do that. But even a player like Harrison Barnes would be an upgrade for them over Andrew Wiggins, who just seems like he's, I don't know, fucking lost. I don't think the Sacramento Kings are going to do that, but maybe you can convince, I don't know, Toronto to trade Andrew Wiggins, or to take Andrew Wiggins, or Chicago, or somebody. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but I would have to really look at each team's roster and see what's going on at the moment. I haven't gotten a chance to do that, but the Buddy Hield trade, at the very least, keeps the Golden State Warriors competitive. That much I will say. It at the very least keeps them competitive. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at with this sign and trade. I like it. I think I think honestly, I think it's going to be a simultaneous fit. We know what Steph Curry can do in transition. We know what Buddy Hield can do in transition. We know Draymond Green can run that offense, and even Draymond, if I'm correct, I could be wrong, but even Draymond, I think, had an up year shooting threes this past season. I'm pretty sure, he shot 39% this past year from three. So, it seems like, and that's a career high for Draymond Green. Like like last year, the year before, he played 73 games and shot 30% from three. This past season, he shot 39% from three, 50% from the field, averaged 8 points, 6 assists, and 7 rebounds a game, 1 steal, 1 block, 2.5 turnovers. So Draymond Green can still get it done at 33 years old. Is he still Defensive Player of the Year, Draymond Green? I don't think so. I mean, he only played 55 games this past year, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? Draymond could have a bounce back year. But you know what? At least Golden State is not folding. I was a little worried about that with Golden State because I was like, you know what? I'm like, losing Klay is a very big loss. But I think this is going to work. I think it's going to be enough for Golden State to just be competitive. And whatever they do after this, I think now what Mike Dunleavy Jr. is probably trying to do is find a way to move Andrew Wiggins so he can maybe, put something serviceable back on the floor. One guy that I doubt the Toronto Raptors are going to be willing to trade RJ Barrett. But I know for a fact I don't think the Nuggets would be dumb enough to give up Michael Porter Jr. for Andrew Wiggins. But Andrew Wiggins' value is not very high at the moment around the league, and he's a guy with a bad contract. He's locked in for I think another 3 years at $20 million a year. I would argue he's not even worth that unless he can have just some absolutely insane comeback year. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is gonna be. The Golden State Warriors do have a lot of soul searching to do here in the next month or so. So anyway, tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. I like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. I'm the Fast Break Report, and I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.